welcome to the Whiskey Vault. I'm Daniel Whittington, Chancellor of Wizard Academy and Whiskey Marketing School. I'm gonna drink Talnua. This is one that I bought for the school. I was hanging out and I got a text from my friend Shannon Hood, who was at the distillery, saying, hey, I don't know if you realize that they released this, but there's only a few left if you want one. And I went, yeah. And so I bought one, and she muled it back to, wow, look at that. She muled it back to Texas. So this thing is glued all the way around, and then it sort of peels off. Look, you can see the glue coming off right there. It's still peeling. That's not going back on. I'll keep this. See, whoa, Jesus. Okay. Okay. That's a cool little thing. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Acorn Project Special Release. 6-year-old bottled in bond from Talnua. Now, if you don't know, Talnua is a distillery in Colorado, in Denver, and they are making single pot still Irish style, which is a percentage of malted and unmalted barley, Irish style whiskey in Denver, Colorado. Patrick and Megan and others. And they do this one every year, I think, because I've seen this one be a special release this time of year. It turns out that evidently this time of year also coincides in October with Patrick's birthday. So, happy birthday. But this one is 6 years old, which makes it one of the oldest things I've ever tried from them. It's bottled in bond, which means 100 proof. And triple distilled pot still, cask number 18-100, single barrel of whiskey. Excited about this. Ooh. Hang on. Gotta clear my nose out again. Okay, so I'm looking for, it's kind of darker than anything I've had from them. I'm looking for the note that I always found in Talnua, and it's a little buried in here under a little bit more wood tannin and a little bit more dense sugar sweetness. So there's a note that is wooden, but also dark caramel. Wow, this is really reminding me of the Bamor that I had the other day. So I'm shooting these two at the same time. You're going to see them about a week apart. But over here, I have the Bamor that I shot a week ago. If this Bamor had all the smoke stripped out of it, it would be a lot like this. This is very wild. There's sort of a phenolic metal note that's hovering in the background. So the Talnua Distillery's Acorn Project, which is what this is named after, well, I'll tell you that in a second. First, let's take a sip. There it is. Okay. It's there in the palate. I might add some water to this, but there's this really brilliant sort of Werther's buttercream. Werther's Original mixed with buttercream. That always shows up in the palate to me with Talnua. Really kind of soft and gentle, but also this sort of darker caramel note that's closer to butterscotch than it is just a plain caramel. And it reminds me a little bit more of, not the Werther's, but when I was a kid, the secretary at school had those little yellow cellophane butterscotch candies. Had no label or branding on them, it's just yellow cellophane, you peeled it. There's a butterscotch. It's closer to that in the palate. It drinks very soft and gentle. There's a lingering little bit of spicy pepper at the end of it. I have to think that's because it's 6 years old. And it's a little dry. It doesn't sort of go down, it just sort of lingers and stays on your palate and your cheeks. The nose is still a little wooden and a little bit phenolic. I'm gonna add a few dashes of water, see if we can open that up a little bit. Remember, Talnua started in 2017, specifically to try to make an Irish-style whiskey in America, which is not done very often. There's only a few distilleries I know of that are even doing it, and Talnua is the only one I know that's committed to doing it pretty much exclusively. So the Acorn project that this donates to is there's a whole bunch of things that they care about, and that's actually what's on this piece of paper. But it's just the idea about sustainable ecosystem and agriculture and environment. And so they donate to a bunch of different things. Oh, there you go. 50% malted, 50% unmalted. New Char 2 American Oak. This is bottle 62. I need to keep this with the bottle because Patrick signed this. Okay, and they said on the website that they were actually going to be donating some money to a farm that had a loss of crops due to hail, which is really cool. There's so right now the nose is still throwing me because everything I love about Talnua is in the palate, but the nose is just kind of leaning out sideways and throwing in with some of these like really metallic phenolic notes that I'm not used to. I wonder if that's just how long in new oak, you know? I really hope as they dump these, they're immediately refilling them to create used oak Talnua with bigger age statements, because I'll bet that's going to be 10 years from now. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, love the palate. Got a little more oaky once water is added. The nose is still pushing forward with all of those things, but mostly leaning into the phenolic wood compounds. And then a slight marshmallow note for some reason behind everything. Interesting. Well, cheers to really great people making cool whiskey. And grateful I got this one. And I'm really glad that you're here. Cheers. I got nothing for this one. How about that? I got nothing. Just like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. If you like what we're doing, like and subscribe.